Dear human beings, dear friends, welcome to the 5th OII Europe community event and public conference. For those 3 days, we have more than 100 participants from all across Europe and even from around the globe. So a special thank you to all of you who attend from another time zone. Today is the first day of a 3-day get-together where we meet, learn, exchange, think and feel and take the next step towards making this world safer for intersex persons and their families. Staying safe in troubling times is this year's theme, and not surprisingly so. We all live in the third year of a pandemic that has changed the world. And while vaccines were available, help to protect people's health, consequences like long COVID, the trauma of isolation, or losing loved ones have an impact that will last even when the pandemic will have been declared to be over. Then, of course, the wars. Wars of different kinds and against diverse people all over the globe, who then have no other possibility than become refugees if they want to survive. With 2022 being the year that added to all of those wars, one in Europe. The impact of the war in Ukraine on intersex people and generally the rights of intersex asylum seekers and refugees will be the topic of our first panel. And I already want to thank our panelists who will speak from a position of personal expertise about this subject, that they agreed to be with us here today. It is often said that the root of war is hate. And while this claim should be contested, considering how often economic interests, the desire to assert power positions, and other interests seem to be the root of war, it is certainly true that the public opinion pro-war is always fueled by inciting hatred against others. But war is usually the end and not the beginning of hating. The growth of hatred in a country starts with the lack of protection of vulnerable minorities, which allows the hate to spread and grow until hating as a behavior and a mindset becomes generally acceptable. The increasing right-wing backlash and the growth of power of the anti-gender movement, therefore, are a strong signal for a still persistent lack of protection of its targets. Targets of this hate that increasingly include intersex people as well as intersex organizations. This is why the second panel of this conference will address intersex-phobic hate crime and hate speech, data collection, prevention, and protection. The panel will highlight findings of intersex NGOs and experts on the topic, as well as discuss gaps and possible measures with European Commission and FRA representatives. But before we start the panels, I'm more than delighted to welcome our distinguished keynote speaker, Commissioner for Equality of the European Union, Helena Dalli, who has been so kind to agree to open this conference. I wish you all an interesting and fruitful afternoon.